You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
What happened, dude?
I don't know, man. I've been drinking.
Well, that's one way to get an easy confession for a DUI investigation.
I did that on purpose, sir.
What, you hit me on purpose?
Yeah, I did.
Why is that?
Just when you think you've seen it all in law enforcement, you haven't.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Hey.
At this moment in time, if the officer would have waited behind his car, giving commands, even if the suspects were to flee, would that officer have been shot?
Hey, boy, how can I help you?
What's going on?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
The tag's coming back, not on file, no warrants. Is it an undercover car?
You see my right tongue?
I do.
Lieutenant, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now listen to where you talking to me. Now listen where you talking to me.
If you're a lieutenant, I get it, man. You are frustrated. But because you're frustrated, it doesn't mean that you have the right to respond the way you do. He's out there doing what he's supposed to be doing with his job and investigating accordingly, and the lieutenant didn't like it. You guys don't believe me? It comes from the lieutenant's mouth. Just watch. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Ryan Tillman Show. As always, I appreciate you for subscribing. Before we get into this today, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on those notification bells so that way you guys get notified the next time I drop a great video. With that being said, man, today's show, man, it's always interesting. I watch my own shows sometimes, and sometimes I just can't believe the stuff that goes on in our society. What we're going to do first is we're going to see this man get hit with a water cannon. I didn't even know they were called water cannons. I thought they were called water hoses. But anyways, we're going to watch that. Then from there, we're going to go over and watch another officer contacting and pulling over a sheriff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if maybe it's the algorithm. I don't know. But I keep getting a lot of that. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at these officers handle this carjacking or these carjacking suspects. And let me tell you, this one is a wild one. And last but not least, we're going to end with a video where, can you believe it? This man ran into a police officer allegedly on purpose because he didn't like cops. I don't know. I don't make this stuff up. But anyway, stick around. Let's get into it. All right, first let's watch this video of this man that gets hit with the water cannon. I just saw the video. Now, let me tell you, I don't know if this is actually here in the United States. I do not believe it's in the United States. I was trying to get as much information and research on this as I could. I couldn't really find much other than this viral video. Let's watch. Is it bad that I just keep watching that thing over and over again? That dude got hit hard with that water cannon. Now, again, I don't know if this occurred in the United States. It sounds like, based on whatever little bit of research I did, it sounds like this happened in another country. The caption of this one, where I saw it, it says, ICE agent pulled out the water cannons on protesters and the left-wing activists are calling on them to be held accountable and resign for cruelty towards humans. Again, I don't even know if this happened in the United States. I was hearing that it happened in another country, which if they happened in another country, they don't have ICE agents there. I couldn't find a news article on this. I legitimately couldn't find a news article. So if you could find a news article on this, please share it with me. But nonetheless, that water cannon was beastie. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this though. So water cannons, I guess in the United States, have not been banned. They are not used that often by law enforcement agencies. But they're not used as much as they used to, and a lot of it is obviously because of the what they were used for back in the day with the civil rights, and so there's a lot of controversy behind them just because a lot of people say, hey, look, it's a racist tactic that was used by law enforcement officers back in the day. They used them against black people, and it's inhumane. So you don't typically utilize water cannons here in the United States. But when I was watching this video, it kind of got me thinking, as funny as it was, it kind of got me thinking like a water cannon is a very, very less than lethal option. Like you can't hurt anybody essentially with a water cannon. I mean, I guess you could. The way that this dude got hit, I mean, it looked like he was in a Marvel movie and my man just got sent to another realm. But nonetheless, it doesn't really, a water cannon can't really hurt you that much. If you ask me, I would rather take a water cannon, assuming I was a little ways back, over some OC, some gas, a taser, and mind you, I've been tased, I've been gassed, I've been OC sprayed. Maybe I'll put my taser video in here. Let's watch it.
Taser.
right, stay down.
I had to go digging in the archives for that one. I know some of y'all was probably laughing. But, like, as y'all can see, the taser hurts, the gas sucks, the pepper spray sucks, it all sucks. So water cannon, honestly, I don't know. I think I'd rather be hit with the water cannon nonetheless. I want to watch that video one more time just because it's crazy. I didn't even know those things were capable of doing that. But then we're going to move on to the next video because, again, I didn't make this YouTube video just so I can show you all the water cannons, but I definitely thought it was entertaining. All right, moving on. Let's go to the next video. The next video I want to show is of these officers that pull over these carjacking suspects. Now, when they pull over these carjacking suspects, they initially flee from the officers and then they yield in a parking lot. The officer goes to contact them at the driver's side door, and this is what happens next.
We're pulling into the apartment complex. 2145 White River Parkway.
2145 White River Parkway.
Going westbound or eastbound on the lot.
Eastbound.
Looks like they're pulling a parking spot.
Show me your fucking head. Stay right there. Stay right there. Show me your hands. When I go.
So these situations are kind of difficult for officers because typically they're dealing with stolen vehicles. So they already know the car is stolen and the car was taken, I believe, in a carjacking, which up in the antes a little bit more because you know, like, these guys are up to violent crimes. Normally how they're handled is officers would arrive and what you would do is conduct a high-risk traffic stop, which means you would stop by your door or your pillar and you would kind of call these guys out one by one. This is a little different because one of the passengers or the driver ends up footbailing from the car. So the question always becomes, do you go with the driver and just leave everybody else, or do you stay with the passengers and let the driver go? I mean, it's always up for debate. I mean, I've been in these situations a handful of times. There have been a couple of times where I actually went with the driver, and then there were other times where I just stayed with the passengers. But nonetheless, it is a difficult spot for the officers because they got to think quickly. So this is not the best spot for this officer to be at because he's not behind any type of cover or concealment, and now he's dealing with 3 suspects that were wanted in a carjacking. Let's continue to watch.
When I go.
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Hey. I'm shot! Shoot! Shoot her down! Shoot her down!
Cars west for this apartment complex off of White River.
Show me your fucking head! Stay right there! Stay right there! Show me your hands! When I go. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Hey. Get fired! I'm shot! Get fired! I'm shot! Shoot! Shoot her down! Shoot her down!
Cars west for this apartment complex off of White River in Lafayette.
Now, this next segment of what I'm about to say is not necessarily for civilians. I mean, it is for you too because you're watching it. But it's mostly for my partners in law enforcement. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I am not the elitist tactician. I'm not by any means. But what I have done over the last few years is I spent a lot of time with tacticians. I've done a lot of training with them. And in this moment in time, I'm not here to, I always talk about Monday morning quarterbacking. Monday morning quarterbacking is only bad if you're trying to defame somebody and just talk about them for the sake of talking about them. But if you're actually trying to break down a video and actually talk about what was good and what could have been done better, I think it helps everybody. So that way we can avoid putting ourselves in a spot where you can get hurt or killed. In this scenario, my question for the officer would be, what was the exigency of coming and trying to walk up to that car and pull him back and get him away from that car? I've always said smoother is faster or slower is smoother, just because I know it's hard. I know it's easy sometimes to get sucked in and get that tunnel vision and want to go up to the car. But pulling that guy out, I think, put that officer in a very compromising position. If the officer would have stayed by his door and given out some commands and waited for his partners to arrive, even if a couple would have foot bailed, at least you have two that are there and you can maybe get obs on them. And the only reason I said it is because I want to go back to this moment, and I'm going to pause it. At this moment in the video, I guess I can show you this part because it's not actually playing, but at this moment in the video, you can see that the officer's attention is divided. On one hand, he has his weapon pointed at the suspect that's right next to him that he pulled out, but then he's still looking at the other occupants of that vehicle, and it just so happens that the threat that is the most danger to him is the suspect that is by the vehicle, and that suspect pulls a weapon out and starts to fire at the officer. Ultimately end up hitting that officer 3 times, I believe. He gets shot twice in his legs, once in his torso, and causing that officer to go down on the ground. Now, luckily, the officer stayed in the fight. He was able to, return fire towards that suspect, while the other suspects fled into a nearby building. But it goes to my point is that at this moment in time, if the officer would have waited behind his car, giving commands, even if the suspects were to flee, would that officer have been shot? Now, I watch these videos because I believe that, number one, from a civilian perspective, I want you guys to all understand what the dangers are related to this profession. But for my brothers and sisters that wear this badge, how can we watch these videos and try to avoid making similar mistakes that our partners made? Not in a bad way, but so that way everybody is safe. I want to watch that initial encounter one more time, just so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Hey. I'm shot! Shoot! Shoot her down! Shoot her down!
That happened so quick too. Like, that happened very, very quick. From the time that officer pulled those guys over and they pulled over, it was probably less than 10 seconds before one of them foot bailed, the other guy got out of the car, and then the other guy ended up shooting at the officer. I mean, that happened very, very quickly. Now, what ended up happening is the suspect who initially fired at the officer was successfully able to hit him when he returned that fire, and that suspect later succumbed to his wounds. The officer was transported to a hospital later on in stable condition, and then the other 3 suspects were later found in the surrounding apartment complex and so forth and so on. They were all charged with an assortment of different charges, but can we learn from this? That's the biggest question, is can we all learn from this? Number one, if you're a civilian, just recognize that officers deal with these dangers on a regular. And so they never know who they're pulling over. And this is why I always say, like, there is no routine traffic stop because you never know who you're dealing with. For the officers that are watching this video, slow it down. I know sometimes it's easy. You get sucked in there. Everything is moving so fast. But there's nothing at this moment in time that's telling you that you have to leave your cover or concealment and go up to that driver's side window, pull him out. There's nothing that's telling you to do that because you're dealing with multiple occupants. And now the officer's attention is split, which is ultimately causes him to get shot. Now, again, I'm no tactician. I'm no expert tactician, Navy SEAL, Green Beret, but I have trained for many years. I've been in law enforcement for 13 and a half years, trained with a lot of very, very prominent tacticians, and that's where I guess my training experience comes from. I think we all learn from each other. I still learn from so many different people, and that's the only reason I call it out. Let's move on. The next video. Oh man, this one is funny. Now, when you think you've seen it all in law enforcement, you haven't. Let me tell you on that one, because I watched this one and I thought it was quite laughable of what happens when this officer is pulling over somebody and then this random guy comes up to him later. Let's watch what I'm talking about.
Fairview 187. My vehicle's just been hit. Start an ambulance.
Hey, what happened?
You tell me.
I need a new car.
Somebody ran into me.
All right, before I get into this guy that's approaching, I want you guys to see the collision one more time because it happened so fast. A lot of people don't understand that when officers or deputies are doing traffic stops, the dangers aren't always just coming from the car that they pulled over. There's other dangers that are these officers have to deal with, and a lot of times those dangers are for people driving on the road. Let's rewind that one more time so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. The officer or the deputy, he makes a passenger side approach to this vehicle, which is great because it takes him away from the main road. And as he's getting ready to talk to the passenger of this vehicle, then some random guy just slams into his cruiser, which ultimately slams into the car that he pulled over. Let's watch that interaction one more time.
Oh, shit. Fairview 187. My vehicle's just been hit. Started an ambulance.
Hey, what happened?
You tell me.
I need a new car.
Somebody ran into me, pushed my vehicle into the other vehicle, started an ambulance, need a supervisor. Here, come over here, buddy. Get out of the road. Here, have a seat real quick. Have a seat. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
What happened, dude?
I don't know, man. I've been drinking.
You been drinking?
Yeah, I've been drinking.
Okay.
And I took
Well, that's one way to get an easy confession for a DUI investigation.
Okay.
and I took some weed pills.
Some weed
Fucked
pills?
up. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else in the car?
Nah, it's just me.
187. Started trooper. Here, just sit down, man. Just sit down.
All right.
Driver tells me he's been drinking and took some weed pills.
Here, let me get
No,
my
no,
phone.
no. Sit down, sit down.
Okay.
I don't want you to get hit, okay? Hey, you guys all right up in there? All right, just hang tight, okay?
Can I stand up? My head's getting like.
Just sit down, man. You just in a bad accident. I don't want you to get hurt, okay? You wandering around out in that traffic, somebody gonna hit you.
Somebody gonna hit me.
Now, for those of you guys watching this, some of you guys are probably just wondering like, oh man, that poor guy. Yeah, he's DUI. And some of you guys are probably just thinking like, man, like, okay, this is just a normal traffic collision that the officer's working with. I want you to realize that even though it seems like everything is kosher at this moment in time, and the officer's just waiting on the ambulance and the fire department to arrive, he's still not out of the clear. And the reason he's not out of the clear, because mind you, this officer, at least we haven't seen on this video, he could have, but in this video, he hasn't searched this guy yet. He hasn't searched the car yet, and he doesn't know if this guy has any ill intentions towards that officer. And you're going to understand what I mean here as you continue to watch this video.
I got insurance. It ain't gonna cover that though.
Well, I don't know, but that's not what we're concerned about right now. We're concerned about everybody's okay, all right?
All right. I did that on purpose, sir.
What, you hit me on purpose?
Yeah, I did.
Why is that?
I'm bored.
You bored?
I'm bored.
So you ran in the back of me on purpose?
Yep.
Why is that?
I hate cops, man.
Yeah? All right. We got an ambulance coming, okay?
All right.
All right.
They gonna take me home or I'm going?
I don't know. You ain't got no weapons on you, do you?
No, sir.
All right. Go ahead and put your hand behind your back for me.
All right. So am I going in the ambulance?
They're going to come and check you out, okay, partner?
Okay.
All right.
You put my wallet back in my pocket?
Yeah.
So kudos to the officer for not, going crazy and keeping his composure, especially after almost being hit. He didn't get all spun up, man. The officer's composure was like this. Even when the guy said that he did that on purpose. Now, yes, he was intoxicated, at least according to his statement that he was intoxicated. And he said that he went and hit this officer tried to hit this officer because he was bored and that he hated cops. And when this goes to court, I don't know how much this is going to stand up in court, especially if they do end up drawing blood for him and they find out that his blood alcohol level was through the roof and he was high on marijuana. It'd be hard for that statement to probably stand up because they'll say he was intoxicated. But regardless, even though that's still all happened, the officer maintained a strong level of composure when dealing with this subject. It's not like he flipped out the moment he said, I did that on purpose or I hate you. And what's even more cool about this, the officer didn't take it personal. There have been times where officers may take something like that personal. They're going to throw the book at this guy and they're going to say this guy tried to kill me and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I really do want to give a shout out to the officer on this one because, I mean, this was a dangerous spot for the officer to be in, but he was able to maintain that clear, level-headed, and composure in handling this scenario. But, I mean, how often do you get somebody that crashes into you, says it's intentional, says that I did it because I was bored, and then tells you, yeah, I'm drunk? I mean, it just doesn't get, I don't know, guys. On to the next one. Last but not least, this video, I don't know what it is. And maybe it's the algorithm that's just feeding me more content like this. I really don't know. But lately, I've been seeing way more interactions of officers dealing with other officers in their official capacity. This is literally like the third or fourth video in a row that I've made where officers are interacting with other officers and all heck is breaking loose. Just watch what I'm talking about and then we're going to break this down. And before we break it down, two things. Number one, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It truly helps me grow this channel because I do want to grow this channel. I think the education helps people. But number two, I want to plant this word in your mind. Professional courtesy. How far should it go? Where does it stop? Think about that as we watch this video.
Yeah. 366 radio 1048.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that same tag out of Georgia. Say white Ford Explorer.
What's your 20?
Highway 81 and Mitchell Trail.
Hey,
Sir, how can I help you?
What's going on?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
The tag's coming back, not on file, no warrants. Is it an undercover car?
You see my rank, sir?
I
Says
do.
lieutenant, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now listen to where you talking to me. Now listen to where you talking to me. The tag's coming out undercover. Slow down.
I was just trying to see.
Tell me the reason why you pulled me over.
The reason
What legal reason why did you pull me over?
The reason for the stop is for unregistered motor
Did I
vehicle.
violate any traffic?
You
I'm
actually
a little
did.
upset right now because you pulled me over and it's embarrassing.
Okay, the reason for the stop is
Let me get your name and badge number and your supervisor.
Officer Adams.
Write it down, put it on the card.
I don't have to do that.
Yes, you do.
No, sir, I
Call
didn't.
your supervisor here. Now you got me late to a meeting. My son getting his awards right now, and you just pulled me over for nothing.
Okay, it's also showing that
33 years of law enforcement, you just pulled me over for nothing.
Okay.
You see these blue lights. You think somebody just riding around with blue lights on?
It happens all the time.
No, it don't.
Yes, it does.
I'm not impersonating the officer.
Okay. All right, I'll get on the phone with my
I
supervisor.
want to complain.
All right, this video is a little bit layered. And the reason it's layered is because you have one officer pulling over an alleged lieutenant or commander over a school resource officer unit. I don't know where this is at. And the moment the interaction happens, it goes south. Before I talk about the lieutenant's actions, because I will talk about that, the question becomes, is it right, is it lawful for the officer to pull this other officer over? There are undercover units, or unmarked units is what we would call them. And typically, when you do conduct a records check through dispatch, they won't always come back with any type of information, just simply because it's a government vehicle. I remember when I was a rookie police officer, I'll never forget this. I don't even know if my partner knows this. But when I was a rookie officer, I was driving in my own city. I saw an unmarked Impala. I ran the plates on it. I couldn't see that it said exempt on the license plate. And lo and behold, I was able to find out that it was one of our own police units, and I just didn't realize it. And so when I saw it, I was like, okay, cool, no biggie. So this officer, I don't know what his level of experience is. Maybe he's been on the job for a long time. Maybe he hasn't. But if he hasn't, then in his mind, he's like, okay, well, let me go investigate further. I guess that's what officers are supposed to do. They're supposed to go investigate. And it's not uncommon to have people that are impersonating a police officer, as I just did a video a few weeks ago about that. So with all that being said, the officer pulls the lieutenant over. Now, the initial response by the lieutenant, if you're a lieutenant, I get it, man, you are frustrated. But because you're frustrated, it doesn't mean that you have the right to respond the way you do. I've always said that officers need to be held to a higher standard. And because of that, you have to remember, people are always watching. He says he has to go to his son's thing. His son is autistic, or his daughter, I don't know who it is, but they're autistic. He's trying to get to the performance. So he's technically not going to anything that's in an official capacity. He's going to something that's in an unofficial capacity, and he's utilizing the lights on his car to try to get there quickly. So he throws that out there. That's contributing to his frustration, but it's only going to prolong the stop when I think this could have been alleviated much sooner. Let's continue to watch the interaction, and I'll continue to give my feedback based on how it all goes.
Hey, Sarge. So I got this tag. I guess the driver is a lieutenant in Clayton County, I guess. Unmarked car. Driving around with his blue lights on.
I know you're in a uniform, and I know you're a lieutenant, but the last thing you want to do is get out of the car. And bear with me on that. What do I always say when officers pull somebody over who's a civilian and they hop out the car? It's a dangerous spot to be in because you don't know why they're getting out the car. You don't know what they're doing. Now, again, I do believe there's a place where officers have to be able to read the room, but nonetheless, this is a very dangerous spot, especially because the officer sees that this lieutenant is armed. Now, I believe that he is a legitimate lieutenant, but, you know, I wasn't there. And again, the video I just did a few weeks ago about the officer that was impersonating a police officer, he was also armed. So if this guy was truly indeed impersonating a police officer, this is a dangerous spot for him to be in because the guy's getting out of his car approaching the officer.
His blue lights on, and he was wanting me to get you on the phone.
Wait, what's up?
So the tag's coming back, not on file, no warrants. And and I stopped the car for having the blue lights and okay, sir.
I gotta get to my baby's autistic award. You got me late. I'm gonna sue somebody in a minute. That's how mad I am.
Officer Adams explains that he stopped Lieutenant McClendon after seeing blue lights on his unmarked vehicle and running the tag, which came back as quote-unquote not on file. Under section 40-8-90 of the Georgia Code, it is unlawful to drive a motor vehicle that is equipped with blue lights unless it is owned or leased by any federal, state, or local law enforcement agency or granted a permit by a state agency to bear blue lights. While section 40-8-92 of the Georgia Code states that officially marked law enforcement vehicles are not required to have a permit to use blue lights, law enforcement vehicles that are unmarked must obtain a permit for use of an emergency blue flashing light. In this situation, Officer Adams observed blue lights on an unmarked vehicle and found that the registration did not return in the system, raising suspicion about whether the car was properly authorized. Now, because Lieutenant McClendon's vehicle was unmarked and no record of registration appeared, a court would likely find that the stop was justified to investigate potential violations of this blue light statute.
Right.
My son is autistic.
Do you want to speak on?
I'm missing his graduation. You pulled me over for nothing. Hurry up, man.
He's getting pretty agitated.
Is he out of the car yelling at you right now?
He is.
Give me this bag.
Can you get back in your car, sir?
That's all I want. Y'all not doing
Sir,
nothing.
get back in your car.
You violated my right.
I stopped you for a lawful reason.
All I need, son, is your badge and information.
I can give that to you if you get back in your car.
In the morning.
I have stopped you on a traffic
to my
stop.
son's autistic graduation. This only happens
get
once
back
in
in
a
the car.
lifetime. No, I'm not. What
Get
you
back
gonna
in
do?
the car. I'm not trying to put no hands on anybody.
No, you're not gonna put hands on me.
Okay, get back in your car, please.
I'm not. I'm gonna pull out. That's what I'm gonna do.
No,
I'm
you're
already
not.
late.
I have to get settled with this not on fire.
Okay, so the dad in me empathizes if he's telling the truth. He's trying to go to his kid's graduation, who's autistic, and the dad in me, the human in me, does empathize with why he's frustrated. But, and here's a huge but, it doesn't necessarily justify his actions toward this officer who is conducting a traffic stop. And at the end of this video, you're going to see that he recognizes it. But the issue with it, bigger than all of this, and here's why I'm upset about this video, is like these videos get out to the public. Hence, I'm doing a breakdown on it. I mean, it's out in the public. So because it's out in the public, it goes wild. I mean, this was on another YouTube channel. And so when the general public sees this, they're automatically going to be like, see, this is why I don't like police officers, because they think they're above the law. They think that it's, you know, you know, you do as I say, not as I do type mentality. And even though I know it, I could look beyond and I can understand the both sides, and I can understand the frustrations of it, the public is not going to see it that way. So it just makes us look bad. And I think the lieutenant completely handled this terrible, the initial approach. I'm going to show a little bit more of this interaction, and then I'm going to fast forward to the end of the video because I think the end of the video is really, really cool to watch.
Not on file registration. Okay?
Hey, man,
I have to make sure.
County. You see that? Do you want my registration?
County. Yes, sir.
Okay. But give me your information. It's taking you a long time to do
I will
that.
write it down for you.
Hurry up. Hurry up.
Yeah, I probably need one of y'all out here.
Where you at?
I'm on 81 and
382 and unit 252.
Mitchell Trail.
Where's the sound reasons?
Thank you.
383 262.
Temple.
Sir, I cannot do my job if you don't get back in your car.
I got you.
I'm trying to get you out of here quick. I just got to figure this out.
I'm late now. My lawyer. County lawyer.
I mean, it just keeps going on. Before I get into the end of the video, I told you guys I planted this phrase, professional courtesy, before this video started for a reason. How many of you guys think that the officer should have given this lieutenant professional courtesy, meaning letting him go without any issues? How many of you guys think the lieutenant deserved professional courtesy? How many of you guys think that professional courtesy, there's no place for it in our profession? I'll tell you my opinion. I do believe there is a place for professional courtesy for a few reasons. Number one is when I give professional courtesy to somebody, or if I receive professional courtesy, i.e. meaning somebody lets me go for the stop, it's not just necessarily because we're in the same profession with each other. It's more so because I give normal people, everyday citizens, warnings all the time, or at least I did when I was on patrol. When I was on patrol, if I pulled somebody over for talking on the cell phone, speeding or whatever, I gave people warnings all the time, especially if I had a good interaction, if they acknowledged what was going on. So it's not like I was giving preferential treatment to somebody just because they tell me they're off duty or they're working as a police officer. No, I give professional courtesy as just, well, actually, let me take that back. I give human courtesy. If you're a decent human being, I'm going to give you a break probably, most likely. So I don't see anything wrong with that. But in this moment, this lieutenant, I mean, he'd be lucky if he received any type of professional courtesy because he didn't give it back to the guy that was doing his job. Even if he thought that this officer or deputy was completely wrong for pulling him over. That officer or deputy had no idea that he was going to his son's autistic thing and, awards ceremony. He didn't know any of that. He's out there doing what he's supposed to be doing with his job and investigating accordingly, and the lieutenant didn't like it. You guys don't believe me? It comes from the lieutenant's mouth. Just watch.
No, he wasn't like making anybody move out of the way. He has. I'll go ask him. Sir, do you want to see my supervisors or no?
I got to go to this graduation.
Okay. He said no. He just wants to go to the graduation.
Put him on speaker.
Do what?
You got a speaker? You got a speaker?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Hold on. He wants to talk to you on speaker.
Hey, sir.
Sergeant Phillips.
Hey, man. I'm a little upset right now. I'm good, but my son is autistic, nonverbal, and I'm late to his called award ceremony. He graduates this year. I'm diabetic. I have an 8, so everything is going fast right now. And I need to get, So I told him to let him calm down now.
Can you give me another 1011 and attach it to the Acadian drop line?
Yeah, I was upset, man. I told him to calm down now. But I got to get to this award ceremony because this is last year in school. and I'm hungry too. Yeah, so I told him I'm good. Oh yeah. Deal with it every day, I know. Yep. Yep. Okay, man. Hey, man, you did your job, man. I'm just,
Okay.
you see this right here?
I do.
I ain't touched it.
All right, everything good. Just let him head out.
314-302, you can 1022.
Sarge.
Okay, tell me when you got
Get straight.
information.
Okay. Okay.
Very clear, 302.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay.
Yeah, I got a wife out there. Trust me.
All right, have a good day.
All right.
Have a good one, sir.
So the officer really didn't need to say sorry for the inconvenience, because yeah, even though it was an inconvenience for him because he was trying to get to his son's graduation, it was really the lieutenant who should apologize for his behavior, especially if you're a lieutenant or a person of high rank. The way it should have happened should have been like, hey sir, what's the reason for the stop? Okay, I understand it. Hey, unfortunately, I'm just trying to get to my kid's graduation. Didn't mean no harm, no foul. This is why the car is not registered, so forth and so on. But it could have happened much easier if the dialogue would have been better. And he recognized it at the end because he says, look, you're doing your job. So I only call that out is because if we are going to bridge that gap between law enforcement and the community, that means that we have to learn to even hold ourselves accountable. I'm not perfect, which is, I told you at the very beginning of this video, look, I have to empathize with him as a father. Man, there have been so many times where I run late to my kid's event or whatever it may be, and I'm trying to get there because I'm trying to be a good dad. I empathize with that, if that's indeed what he was doing. But it doesn't necessarily lend to an excuse for why, he acted the way he did with his officer that pulled him over. So professional courtesy, at the end of the day, I have nothing wrong with professional courtesy, letting people off, giving them breaks, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we should go out there because we possess a badge and a gun and just act a fool the moment somebody pulls us over. Look, I've been pulled over in an unofficial capacity, and I wasn't in a police uniform, I wasn't in a police car, but I still acted respectful. I didn't already have that mentality, why are you pulling me over? I gotta go here, I gotta go there. Like, no, I didn't do all that. Now, in his mind, he's probably thinking like, why would you pull me over? I'm in a police uniform, in a police car. That's people will argue that point, but it doesn't matter. We still have to be able to hold ourselves accountable and act with above reproach, because that's just what comes with the territory. With all that being said, as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and joining this YouTube channel. And if you could, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, because it truly does help me build this channel, because I want to continue to educate the public and educate other people about what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. And with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Turn on that notification bell so y'all get access to the next video I drop. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Take care and God bless.